Kreative Collectors, welcome back.
Have you ever heard people mentioning Pokemon evolutions and wondered to yourself, what the heck are they talking about?
Today we're going to show you exactly what that is and reveal the Pokemon with the most evolutions.
So be sure to stick around and find out. So first we got to figure this out. What is an evolution, Derek?
An evolution is when in games, movies, episodes of Pokemon TV shows, a Pokemon, usually after battle, will start glowing white, and then it sort of transforms into its evolution Pokemon, which is usually more powerful, looks different, different shapes, that kind of stuff. There is two kinds of evolution. There are two stages where it's Pikachu and then Raichu, and then three stages where it's Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur.
Okay, so let's break down a little bit more about what's involved with those evolutions and how those characters have changed. We'll start with the Bulbasaur.
The Bulbasaur obviously has a bulb on his back, and when he evolves, those petals spring, and then this beautiful flower. And then that beautiful flower opens up to Venusaur, where it's a blossoming plant on its back. And in Bulbasaur, you can, in the show, there are vine whips that come out of them. And then Ivysaur, it also has vine whips, but stronger. And then Venusaur, its spores commit this sort of scent, and it's usually deadly to its opponents when it wants it to, but also kind of a sweet smell when it doesn't want it to be deadly.
Cool. So let's go to one of, I think, everybody's favorite characters. Let's talk about Charmander.
Charmander has a little fire on its tail, and if that gets hurt by rain, then it dies, which is sad. But when it evolves into Charmeleon, you can kind of see that it has a bigger flame, so it's harder to extinguish. But it can also use it for battle, like in the move Fire Blast. And then there's Charizard, where he should be Dragon type, but he's Fire type. And he can kind of use it for battle in a really good situation. We also have three evolutions, like Squirtle, which he can squirt water, and also he can use his tail to swim. And then Wartortle, which is a more underrated Pokemon. He has like these wings and the tail help him swim faster, plus he can shoot water this time, and it's stronger. And then Blastoise, he has full water cannons on his back. Don't ask me how it evolves into that metal. And he also is a full-scale turtle, which means he can swim really well when he has to.
And I think Blastoise is one of those characters that everybody loves. And they seem to be some of the most valuable cards. Whenever I'm looking, I see Charizard, obviously Pikachu, which I know is next, and then Blastoise.
So Pikachu, you can see he has a tail for obviously punching, and a lot of people think the electricity comes from his tail, but it actually comes from his cheeks.
I had no idea about that.
And then he evolves into Raichu, which you can see his tail. It offers a lot more both electricity and hitting power, so he can slap a Pokemon with it. And he also has more electric cheeks.
Cool. And I think you have one or two other evolutions over there, right?
Yep. I also have Ekans and Arbok, and a little known fact about Ekans and Arbok is that Ekans is snake spelled backwards and Arbok is cobra spelled backwards.
That is a super cool fact. I had no idea about that. Awesome.
So if you're liking our videos and finding our information that we're giving out useful, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe while you're at it.
Yeah, and then comment below, what would you like to learn about next? Derek loves diving into all those little facts, and we'll be sure to bring that in a future video.
So make sure to like and subscribe.
Okay, so the first one that I'm going to talk about is Vulpix to Ninetales. This is one of my favorite characters. I don't have a huge collection yet, but I do like them an awful lot. So this is my, not just a Vulpix, but an Alolan Vulpix V. And what can you tell us about Vulpix, Derek?
Well, Alolan Vulpix, it is ice power rather than fire, which really represents the Alola concept because there are some Kanto Pokemon. So they're just opposite powers.
And what's the difference? Tell us a little bit about the Alolan versus Kanto regions.
The Kanto region is more like less hot, and the Alolan region is very tropical. An example of this difference is Executor, where the Kanto Executor is a little short. That's because its growth, it was meant to be an Alola, which is why it's towering and looks like a palm tree.
Awesome. So then we move on to this Alolan Ninetales, which I think is just really beautiful. I love the Ninetales. I'm a big fan of horses, and so anything that looks like a beautiful animal like this, I can really enjoy. And so what happens when Vulpix changes into Ninetales?
Well, the first thing is I actually counted, and Vulpix has 6 tails.
Oh.
And then it gets 3 extra tails when it evolves.
That's so cool. Okay, all right. And as we mentioned, we have one character which I like, and maybe if you were paying attention to the entire video, you know what I'm going to say. The character that has the most evolutions is
Eevee.
Eevee.
And a quick dive into why Eevee has so much evolutions is because its DNA is unstable and it's easily able to replicate itself and evolve into 8 other evolutions.
So cool. And so this particular Eevee is really special and why I wanted to show it off. Derek, can you tell the collectors with us what the difference is with the writing that they see in the top right-hand corner of the screen?
If it's red, it's from the 1990s and that stuff. But if it's black, it's from, the sort of modern day era.
Now, this particular one, if I'm correct, is not actually from the very first release. Is that right?
It's not first edition.
And how can we tell that?
Well, we made a whole other video. You should check it out.
We'll link it below.
And so you can see the jungle logo in the right-hand side. But there would be a 1 in the left-hand side if it was actually
right
first
underneath
edition.
the picture, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so from Eevee, in no particular order, because there's not really an order here, I just did it alphabetically. So we have Espeon. And what's Espeon's powers?
Well, she's kind of psychic, and you see the stone in the middle of her.
Right, that'd be like a third eye?
Yeah, kind of.
Cool.
Just
and
powers.
Then we have Flareon.
Obviously, Flareon's power is, you guessed it, fire.
And this one's kind of cool because if you can tell it's a holo card. All of my cards are sleeved, obviously, but she does have some really great holographic effects in the picture. And then we have Glaceon, which is in one of my favorite colors, blue. And what are Glaceon? Obviously, more of a frozen type of
ice.
atmosphere.
Yeah, Glaceon she's kind of like Umbreon, but except ice.
I see. And so I also have this super cool Glaceon V card that I wanted to share.
And there was almost the exact same, there was a promo in the recent Pokemon card advent calendar the Christmas of 2024.
We'll have to be on the lookout for that when we go collecting. Then we have Jolteon. And I think I can guess that Jolteon's gonna like an electric type of energy.
It.
Awesome. And you can see Jolteon really looks like a bolt, right?
Yeah.
And then
it's static and that stuff. So Leafeon has leaf powers and like sort of grass.
And what do those powers do, leaf and grass? People wouldn't think those are very powerful.
But it is like the leaf blade over there. Also, that does, I think Bulbasaur has that move. And the aroma, also Bulbasaur has that. So that kind of, sometimes it confuses the opponents.
Oh, interesting. Cool. And so then I also have a Leafeon V-Star, which I wanted to share. It's a pretty cool card.
We pulled that recently.
Yeah. And then, of course, everyone knows Umbreon.
Umbreon, you have to specifically evolve Umbreon with a Moonstone at night. Ooh. And that's what we haven't talked about. You have to use different stones. Like if they only have 2 evolutions, you have to use certain stones, like the Water Stone, the Fire Stone, that kind of stuff.
Cool. And then I also brought an Umbreon GX to share. This one's a really nice one. And we actually have 2 of these, right? You have one and I have one?
Yeah.
Awesome. So when we pull cards, most of the time they go into Derek's collection. When we pull duplicates or special cards that we know I'll love, they go into my collection. And then we both go to the stores, as you'll see in some of our content, to get specific cards that we know are missing. The next one in the evolutions is Vaporeon. What are Vaporeon's special powers?
Well, Vaporeon can go underwater, as seen in the picture, and she has water powers, so she can do like a whirlpool or like shoot water.
That's pretty cool. And then we don't have a Sylveon by itself, but we've got this really great tag team of Gardevoir and Sylveon GX. And what are some of Sylveon's special powers?
Well, Sylveon is a fairy type, and like the straps on the body are used to like as a whip.
Awesome. And so did we cover all 8 types or was there one missing?
We did cover all 8 types.
Awesome. Which one of those 8 types were your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time.
Bye, collectors.
See you later.